everybody. Today we are going to make some Brussels sprout salad, which is actually one of my favorite salads to make. I came across this recipe, actually I didn't come across this recipe at all. My really good friend from college turned out to be a pastry chef, and then she went to go work at a pizzeria, and at the pizzeria she concocted what was to become the Brussels sprout salad that I'm going to show you today. I have posted the recipe on our Facebook page, Memorial Weight Loss and Wellness Center, and the recipe I posted there is actually coming from a different blog. It's a very, very similar recipe, but I don't have the exact recipe that my friend made up because she just made it up and shared it with me. So we are making Brussels sprout salad today. Brussels sprouts get a bad reputation for being gross, and the reason that they have such a maligned name is because they are a member of the Brassica family. The Brassica family of vegetables has the cabbages in it, some cauliflower, broccoli, those sorts of things. They're also called cruciferous vegetables, and they have a bad reputation for tasting gross when they get overcooked. And it's very easy to overcook a Brussels sprout because, as you can see, they come in lots of different sizes here. By the time this Brussels sprout over here is cooked, this one over here is turned to complete mush, and it's released this ucky, stinky compound called a glucosinolate. Excuse me for my mispronunciation, but you don't need to know what it's called. You just need to know that it stinks. It's what my mom calls dirty pants smell, and so we don't want any dirty pants smell in our salad. We are going to avoid that altogether by not cooking our Brussels sprouts at all. So first things first, I'm going to get my walnuts. The recipe I have posted calls for almonds. You could use almonds. I didn't have almonds. I had walnuts, and I really like walnuts. And walnuts are very, very good for our hearts and for our brains. And so it's not going to hurt the salad at all to put whatever nut you like in it. I'm going to turn on my burner here to medium-low. All right. Let my pan get nice and hot right there because I don't want to burn my walnuts. I just want to toast them gently. While that pan is heating up, we are going to shred up our Brussels sprouts, okay? So you could use a knife to cut your Brussels sprouts up. You could use a food processor with the shredding blade attached. Don't use it with the little chopper blade attached. You will not get a good product at the end. You will get Brussels sprout smoothie, and doesn't that sound delicious? But if you have a food processor with a shredding blade, you certainly can use that. You can also buy Brussels sprouts pre-shredded, but that's really not my favorite way to do it because those tend to be a little bit coarse for me. I want a really fine shred. And so to do that, I'm going to use my mandolin. I may have told you about a mandolin before, but basically what it does is it has a cutting blade here, and I'm gonna scrape the Brussels sprouts across it and get those fine shreds that way. All right, little sprout. Watch your fingers when using a mandolin. The only serious kitchen injury I ever got was from using a mandolin incorrectly, and I didn't protect my fingers, and so you are forewarned. I hope this doesn't turn out to be a horror video. Should be nice, family, cooking fun. All right, so far so good. Okay. Shred them up. Okay, as you can see, it moves pretty quickly. I'm not going to shred that whole big guy because I want to show you what I got under here. You can see we have nice, basic Brussels sprout ribbons here. Brussels sprouts on their own are tiny little cabbages, basically. They are not the same as cabbages. They are different. They're totally different plants, but they look like little cabbages. They are petit choux, little cabbages, if you're going to talk about it in French. The French word for sweetheart is actually mon petit chou, which means my little cabbage. So every time I make this salad, I kind of think like, oh, my little sweetheart's going into my salad bowl here. Now you know a little bit more about me. My little cabbages. So we shredded them up, and as you can see, they're nice and tender. I love using shredded Brussels sprouts as the base to a salad. Whenever I eat a salad for lunch, say, I usually end up starving about an hour and a half to 2 hours later, even though I've had plenty of food. But it's just because other lettuces just really don't have the density that Brussels sprouts do. Making a salad with Brussels sprouts as your base is nice and filling and will hold you over. So I have taken the liberty of pre-shredding about a pound of Brussels sprouts here. You can say it makes a nice big bowl. I'd say 8 cups or so. Okay. Our pan should be nice and hot, so I got my half cup of walnuts, not almonds like the recipe says. I'm gonna put that in my pan. Make sure I get a little, hike the heat a little bit. All we want is a nice toast, because toasting brings out those great nutty tastes and scents and just makes it from something kind of dull, a walnut taste kind of dull, to making it really something spectacular. So while those are toasting, I'm going to shred my cheese, and I'm going to use a microplane to do that today. The microplane, again, will just shred it up nice and thin. I'm going to shred about 2 ounces of cheese, which will give me about a half cup total. Okay, so I'm going to need a bigger bowl for my salad, which is no big deal because I have one right over here. Excuse me. Okay. The sprouts took up more space than I planned. Okay, continuing on. All right, I can kind of smell those walnuts starting to get nice and toasty. Give them a shake because I don't want them to burn. All right, there I have my half cup of pecorino romano. You could use the small grate side of a box grater to grate it. You're going to get bigger chunks. I wanted to use my microplane because this cheese is basically going to disappear through the whole salad. I probably only shredded about 1 ounce using my fine microplane to get enough cheese to go through the whole salad. If I'm using the box grater, it's going to take more cheese, more like 2 ounces. But this is perfect. It's going to be nice and salty. You'll get that aged smell or aged taste to it. Excellent. Those are toasting away. Just gave them another good shake. And while they're finishing up, we're going to make our dressing. This dressing is what I call a 1, 2, 3 dressing. It is the easiest dressing known to mankind. We're going to take 1 part seasoning. I'm going to put a little bit of honey in mine. 2 parts oil. I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil, and 3 parts fresh lemon juice for my acid. We've talked about this before, but in order to make a vinaigrette dressing, you just need an oil and an acid. So your acid could be something like vinegar or fresh lemon juice. I would never recommend using the jarred lemon juice for a dressing. It's just not going to taste as bright. Fresh lemons are a great thing to have on hand. So let's get going with our dressing. 1 part seasoning. So I'm going to put honey in here. Something else that might be really nice if you wanted would be to put some Dijon mustard. Okay, we're just going to get a nice little layer of honey on the bottom there. Next up, I'm going to put equal. All right, and I have 2 parts of olive oil, but the bulk of my dressing is actually going to be lemon juice. I'm going to give this lemon a roll there, break up some of those membranes inside to get more juice. We get about 2 tablespoons of juice from a lemon. So if I'm aiming for about 1/4 cup lemon juice total, I'm going to need about 2 lemons. All right. This is a aptly named citrus squeezer. At least that's what it's called in my house. And I think that's what it was called on Amazon whenever I bought it a couple years ago. Okay. You just open it up, put your half of a lemon in there, and squeeze. Ooh, just got a little bit of lemony freshness on me there. there we go. Okay, that dressing, or that lemon did give us about 2 tablespoons there. So if you wanted like for real measurements on this, I probably used 1 tablespoon of honey, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. All right, and then we're gonna do about 3 tablespoons full of lemon juice. I'm gonna bring this around to the camera here so you can see. It's made layers. The bottom is the honey, the top is the oil, and the middle is the lemon juice. So, not real precise on measurements, just from looking at it, looks like I need a little bit more olive oil. All right, all that's in my jar. I'm gonna give it a few cracks of fresh pepper, because I love pepper. And a little bit of a pinch of salt somewhere, 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon. Put on the lid, and I'm gonna shake. I'm gonna shake it all up. There we go. All right, remember those layers we had? Now you can see it's all nice and emulsified there. This is not too oily. This is actually mostly the lemon juice, and that's important because it's gonna tenderize our shreds of Brussels sprouts here. A while ago, you may have seen, if you were watching closely, I turned off our walnut burner. Now I'm just gonna pop those in there. If you are bringing this to a holiday dinner, I would recommend leaving your dressing in the jar. There we go. Until just before the salad hits the table. I like a little bit of substance to my salad, so I don't want the acid to tenderize my Brussels sprout shreds too much before it hits the table. Really, the dressing shouldn't go on any more than like 10 minutes before people start eating. If it goes on immediately before people start eating, like at home, that's fine too, because as it sits on your plate, it's going to, that acid in there is really going to tenderize those Brussels sprout shreds. So, there you have it. Gonna put a little bit of dressing there. Give it another good toss and bring this around so you can see it. It's bright and green. There's chunks of walnut in there, which will be a nice taste. And you can see that the cheese has really kind of dispersed through the whole thing. It smells great. We got that toasted walnut smell and a little bit of that sharp edge off the cheese, and the bright lemon. I can't wait to eat this. It's an easy, no-cook vegetable side that I hope you and your family really like. I've showed you the base recipe today, but if you wanted to spruce it up with some ingredients that you like, really make it your own, that'd be great. Last year for Christmas we made this salad and we put dried cranberries, left the honey out of the dressing, and then put a little bit of blue cheese in it to just make it really festive. It was red, white, and green. It was how, as Christmas as it gets. For Thanksgiving, you could put, maybe keep the walnuts, add in, actually I just leave it like this. If you wanted to switch out the cheese, put maybe an aged Gouda in there. That would be tasty. You really use whatever you have on hand. As long as you have the lemon juice, the olive oil for the dressing, and you got the Brussels sprouts for the side, put whatever else you like in there. I really hope you enjoy. This is one of my favorite vegetable sides. So bon appetit, enjoy, and I hope you have a little more love for mon petit choux. Have a good day. I will see you soon. Take care, everybody.